welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, this time around in English, of course, because I'm alternating the languages now, so the last one was in German, this one is in English, and the next one will be in German again, and so on and so on. And my name is Gerald, and of course I want to show you 3 different games this time around, and this time that will be Go Surfer, Drawtopia and American Block Sniper Survival. As always, I have a little setup here. So the first thing I want to show you is this arc mouse. It's just a mouse for mouse input. I will have the Foldable keyboard active, so using this as a keyboard input, of course. And yeah, there is the Xbox One wireless controller, and there is a game that is more or less playable with this controller. I will talk about that later on. But for the most part, I will not use this because it's just hard to use it if there's one key missing. Everything else is working, but one key is missing, and that key is the most essential one, so I can't use this. But still, it would be a very cool game to play it with this because it's really supporting everything else, like moving and looking around and stuff like that, and even stuff like crunching down or yeah, having a look around corners or stuff like that is already supported, but not the shooting button, and that is really hard to cope with, to play with that then. So I'm not going to do that. I will use the keyboard for that, but still, it could be that in the very near future this will change, and if that is changing, I can imagine that it's really a nice way to play this game. But till then, I'm not suggesting you to play it with the Xbox One wireless controller. So this one is more or less just watching us here from the side here. So I'm not going to use it in this episode. Yeah, and of course I'm using a smartphone here, so the Lumia 950 XL in this case. You can see it here. It's a Continuum based smartphone with a Mozo cover at the back here, and this one will be connected with an USB-C connector or cable at the bottom here to connect it to my display dock, and the display dock will be connected to the TV, and the TV will show a desktop-like experience from the smartphone. And as you can see, I can now move around my mouse and do stuff like that with it. If you want to know more about that, please have a look at the corner there. I will, as always, have a video there where it is a little bit better explained, a little bit deeper, in-depth explained there. And if you want to know more about that, please have a look at this video. I'm going to keep this intro a little bit shorter today, and because of that I'm not talking about that too much. Yeah, and then I would say I have told you more or less everything I wanted to tell you at the start here at least. And I would say let's start with the first game, which is Go Surfer. For that I'm going to go to my all apps list, going to the search bar here, and now I'm going to give in my search term here, which is Go Surfer. And Go Surfer is really a nice little game, but you really have to be fast for it to play it well. What you are going to do here is you are going to be a surfer boy, and the surfer boy is going to surf on a wave, more or less, and the wave will have different heights. At the start there's always this little advertisement, but you can just get that away by clicking there, and then you are through that. And yeah, what you will see is that there are different wave levels, more or less, and you have to bring the wave levels to one level so the surfer can go smoothly over them and go around. If you're not doing that, you will die, of course. And it's always the active one where the surfer is on you can play with, so you can level the one where the surfer already is on to a new level by pressing, for example, on the keyboard the up and down button, and I'm going to use that for that. And like that you can level them, and then the surfer should go on, and you will just get some kind of a score for that. So every level you do right, you will get 1 point. So let's start this. So I'm just using my mouse now to click on that. Of course you can play this with touch too, but I'm playing it with the keyboard, so the arrow up and arrow down key will be used here. And as I told you before, it's quite fast and a little bit hard to start with it. After a while you are going to be in the flow more or less, and then it's easier to play this. But at the start it's probably often a little bit hard to do. Okay, so what you can see here is I'm just swiping, or in this case using my key to bring the levels up and down here, and I have to be careful that there is no edge where my surfer can more or less be killed from, because he's, for example, going, say you saw it, going to jump over it, which is not allowed, or going to just, yeah, more or less do an accident with a wave or whatever, and like that he's going to die then. And as you can see, I got a score of 17 at the moment. If I play this again and again, you will see that there are games which are over at 1, for example, and stuff like that. So it's really hard to predict how good you are going to be in this game, because it's just hard to be that fast as you sometimes need to be, because the wave length is very, very short then. And then you only have a very short amount of time to go up and down with a wave. And don't ask me why waves would behave like that. They wouldn't. But whatever. It's really just a game, and it's quite nice to play it. Really something you should play, for example, if you have a little bit of time at the bus stop or somewhere, and you just want to get rid of the time and play a little game or something, then this one is really a nice one for that. Just try it out. I will go and try it again. Let's see if I can do it nicely here again. And as you can see, the active one is always marked with this turquoise or whatever that is called color there, and like that you can just level the waves there, and it's played like that. It's really a fun thing to do, and just try it out. Yeah, I think there's not much more to show with this game, so I will go to this, and as you can see, there's only this button to play it. Then there is this button to, for example, get new player. So you can not only use the standard playing figure here, but you can use anything you want. So another avatar to play it here. With you buy it with the score you are getting, and as you can see, I cannot yet buy one of these, so I will not do that. And yeah, that's more or less all that there is to show. It's really a simple game, but it's fun to play. So let's go out here. I would just suggest you to try it yourself. Maybe you like it, maybe not. It's all up to you. And I would say we will have a look at the second game today now. That is Drawtopia. Drawtopia is a game to, more or less draw stuff. Let's see what we can do there. I will go to my own apps list here again. Go to this part and put in Drawtopia. Wrote it wrong. There we are. And this is a game that it's somehow stylish. I don't know why I like it, but it's somehow very stylish, I think. Even if it's really, really very, very simple, but I really like it like that. So what you can see here is it's a drawing game, more or less, because it's about physics here. So a little bit like the last time around, in the last episode we had this game. I'm not even sure what the game title was, but you had to draw something to get your avatar over some obstacles, for example. In this case, this is quite the same, but it's not a side-scroller, but you will try to figure out before you let the physics engine do the rest, if something is working here. So I will just go to this, and of course there is a little bit of advertisement, for example, if you want to play it free. This will only show up for a couple of times, so the first time I could play it right away. Now I would have to watch an app or an ad to play this game. So let's do that. And I think I have to click on it because in the Continuum engine or the Continuum mode here I cannot do anything else. Yeah. And now we can play it. And what you can see here is that you have this little sphere, more or less, I don't know how to call it, and you see all these little dashed or dotted lines here, and all you have to do is now you have to bring this sphere to this spot. So this is the end of the level, this is the sphere, you will have to bring it down here, and you should, for example, draw something here with a mouse, for example, and now the sphere can drop on this line and go down again. And of course the stars are something you should try to collect. This is the end place. There will be some other stars, for example, where you can get some power-ups and stuff like that. And as you can see at the bottom here, there is an inkscape, more or less. So how much ink you have will be shown here, so you can't draw all the time or something. You have to be a little bit careful about that. Not in the first levels. The first levels are really easy to solve, of course. But after that, you will have to do it by yourself and not going to have this little dotted lines, for example. And as you can see, like this, it should work. If you are ready, you will just hit this button, the little ball will start, and as you can see, we just got this one working because we have hit that. It's a little bit unfortunate that the ad we see here is not going to be hidden because, yeah, the game is not really optimized for Continuum in this case, but it really doesn't matter because you can just play it here. And for that we will just have to go and draw the lines again. Let's see. And of course, if you, for example, do something that's not like you wanted it or something, you can just restart it at this point. And as you can see, we should collect stars now. So let's try it. What's happening here? And be aware, yeah, you could see it. Be aware that you really have to draw the line in a really reasonable way for the physics engine to work well, because otherwise you will not get all the stars, or you will even, for example, stay there if the force of the ball is not large enough or something. So make it as good as you can so that the ball will, for example, get all the stuff done here. So in general it would work with the dotted or dashed line you saw there, but in this case we wouldn't be able to do it like that, so I did it in this way. And again, now I should work this one out by myself. I would say we do something like that. And now I have a little problem with this ad. Let's see if I can solve it myself anyway. And I think something like that should do. And of course, if we want to be really sure about it, that the ball can't go up and, in this direction and fall down or something like that, let's try it like that and see what's happening here. And works out pretty well, and like that we got the next level. Yeah, and so it's going to be all the way through. You have different levels, of course, you have to solve here with, for example, as you can see here, with some kind of movement in the later levels and stuff like that. It's going to be a little bit harder. And now he is telling me something that I'm not able to... probably I am able to play it, I'm not sure. Let's see what's happening if I do this. The problem is that the exit would be at the space there. So let's do it like this. I will just close it down again and restart it, so the ad is hopefully going away. It's really fast to restart it, so we'll just do that now. Okay. Let's see if we can play this one. And again, he's asking me to play it. I'm not sure what's happening then. Oh, this time around we have luck. So we can just get rid of that there. And now we can, for example, play the 5th level here. And as you can see now, this is how it should look. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Let's try it. No. Okay. Try it again. Of course I will have to get my stuff going here. Let's see what's happening. Close. Come on. I don't think this is going to work, so I will just try. No. Okay, let's try it again. Just too much of a obstacle there for him to go through. Let's try it again and see if it's working now. Not with the first stuff, but now. Yeah, and like that you will play this game and go on and try to solve the levels. It's really fun. It's quite, yeah, it's a little bit challenging. You have to trial and error, do a trial and error approach here and stuff like that. But it's really fun to play, and you will love it if you like to draw, for example. So just try that out, and I would say we go to the next game now, because the next game is one I really like, for example, and it's something a little bit more, yeah, there's more action in that. So let's have a look at American Block. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of mistakes today, doesn't matter. So this one, American Block Sniper Survival. And yeah, what you will have here is more or less yeah, a blocky style of something like Minecraft or something like that. And what you will have to do here is you are a little sniper. You can collect different weapons, play with them, and you will have to shoot all the enemies down. The enemies will, of course, attack you if at least you come near to them or close to them. And if, for example, you shoot at them, of course. And like that, you can play this game. I really like it somehow. As I said told you before, it would be the perfect game for the Xbox One as wireless controller, but we cannot use it because there is no fire button on it. I will show you that you can, for example, move around, look around, crouch down and stuff like that. It would be a really cool game, but there's one button missing, and I would say the A button, for example, would be perfect for that to play it, but it's not there, and like that we can't use this. But maybe in future it will be supported, I'm not sure. So if you are watching this video on a later date or whatever, maybe it already got fixed or something, I'm not sure, but I really would love to see it there. But for now I will just use the mouse here and of course the keyboard to play this game. So as you can see, we can have a look at how to play this. I'm not going to do that. We can have a look at weapons, and of course we can play it, and we can have a look at the settings here. The settings are more or less quite easy to understand. We can, for example, activate a FPS counter to be seen there. We can, for example, just use different sensitivity settings. You will have to play the game and try it out for a couple of times till you have the perfect setting for you, but this should work for most of us. And of course you can, for example, reset the settings if you want to. Doesn't matter what you do here, not much to see. So let's go to the play button here. It's a little bit of a 3D game, of course, because it's this kind of a survival game, and of course this kind of blocky game, like for example Minecraft or something like that, would be too. And now I'm just going to have a look at that. As you can see, we have different levels here, so these are just different maps we can play. And the first map is this one. We first will have to shoot all the enemies down in this map before we can use another map of that. And as you can see, we will just now be asked what kind of difficulty we would like to play here, so easy, medium or hard. I will keep it at medium and just try to play it. And now let's see what's going on here. It's a first-person shooter experience, I think at least, yeah, I think. And as you can see, we can just move around now, walk around, and you see over there are our enemies. And we will now have to kill all of them. So if you want, for example, to go in, you can use your right mouse button, for example, to zoom in, of course. And now we can just shoot at him and kill the enemy. And one of the things that makes it quite easy, for example, is that the guys are always only fighting against you one by one, at least if you are not in their enemy sphere zone. And as you can see, he's fighting or shooting at me. I have, of course, quite a health bar here to play with. I have different armor possibilities here, and I can, for example, collect different weapons to choose from. And of course, because I'm just now quite far away from the players here, I will use it. As you can see, we have different... I have a little bit of a problem now because I didn't really set up the sensitivity well enough for me, at least, but it should work. And now just try to shoot all of your enemies. And of course you have to collect the ammo from them with the different weapons that will just stay when you kill one of them. Be very careful, because if you are going to be in the sphere of the guy there, you might have a problem with that. And now I'm just using my scroll wheel here on my mouse to get another weapon, because otherwise you would have, for example, to watch a movie or something, if you are, or advertisement, for example, if your armor is going low. But I'm just going to play another weapon here, for now at least. So let's go up. And now we can, for example, use our Uzi or whatever that is called in English, and try to kill them, more or less an MP or something. And now just go around and get all the enemies. And that's all we have to do here. Come on. No. And as you can see, we have a problem sooner or later, because there are no ammo available. So this is more or less what makes this game hard. Of course it can be shot by the enemies. As you can see, I have only 45 HP points left. And of course it's all about the ammo in this game. So be very careful not to shoot too much, otherwise you can't really shoot them well enough. And as you can see, in this case, I shouldn't go to play it with in sniper mode, for example, so in the zoom mode, because otherwise I can't see where I'm shooting at. Not the best option here. And of course there are my enemies. And you should really try to kill them like that. Yeah, and that is more or less what I'm doing here. As you can see, there was ammo for another weapon, of course. This one is going to be here fast enough, probably at least. There he is, and we will try to kill him. Worked out too. And as you can see, we already are running very, very low with this weapon too. I hope I have enough to shoot those guys all. really have to be careful now. Oh, faster than I thought, and a different way than I thought that he took. Okay, this is unfortunate now. No ammo. No ammo neither. You can of course try to kill him in a different way. For example, with your... You can just hit him with your fist, for example. But this is not what I want to do here. So let's try it with a different weapon again. This time around it's going to be this pistol, of course. Let's see if we can kill him like that. Yeah, worked out. And yeah, this is more or less a game. Try to shoot the enemy there. It's quite nicely done, I think. It's a nice little shooter. You really don't have to care too much about stuff here, other than going down by having no HP, of course. And let's see if we can... Oh, I really have to kill him now. I'm very, very close to dying. I'm not sure if you can, for example, get... And died. Whatever. So this is a game, I hope you like it. Please try it out, and of course you really have to set up the sensitivity settings and stuff like that a little bit differently than I did here. For example, I would prefer a better... yeah, died now. I would prefer a better or a much higher sensitivity to play this. But in the end, this is a game. It really is fun to play, and if you like this kind of FPS shooters and stuff like that, please have a look at it. It's fun. Okay, and I would say with this game we are through this episode, and I hope you had some of the games which did more or less suit you and you really like them. Please try them out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and of course if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please let me know, or better to say, please subscribe, of course. And yeah, then I would say have a nice day, have a nice week. We see us in the next couple of days, I think at the weekend again. And till then, have a nice day, see you soon, and till the next time. Have fun!